Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Dan Cartalicchio. Welcome to the Destination Health Podcast, Finding Function in a Dysfunctional World. We're powered by the Suburban Wellness Group. Got a very special guest again today, a good friend of mine. And yes, we have a 2-month-old cockapoo that is going to join. That is Nyla. Nala is so cute. She is so cute. Looks like my cockapoo Bernie when Bernie was 2 months old. Nala is what, 2 months? A little over 2 months.
8 weeks and 4 days. Yes.
8 weeks and 4 days. I think she's going to be about 15 pounds. Looks like the size of Rocky. When Rocky was born, we got Rocky last year. And, you know, when we brought Rocky to the vet, it was cuteness overload. They said it was just out of control. So it's all good. So Dr. Irene, thank you for being on. Dr. Irene's a medical doctor. She's a chiropractic doctor, and she is a friend of mine. And we are going to talk about a masterclass that we have coming up.
Yes. Thank you for having me on here, Dr. Dan. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. This is always fun having you on. So tell me what's going on with this masterclass.
On here, Dr. Dan. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah. What's going on with the masterclass, Dr. Irene? Tell us a little bit about it.
So the masterclass is all about helping you, teaching you, number one, the 3 secrets as to why you may be either not achieving the success you want. In other words, you know, like I've had people describe it to me, and I even went through this myself, where I felt like I was doing everything right, and I was working so hard, and I just wasn't getting any traction. I just couldn't seem to get it all together. And, you know, I thought there was something wrong with me, that there was something wrong with the system, like what's going on in the world? Why can't I, you know, achieve what I want to achieve? And that included helping other people. And then when I finally did, it came at a massive cost physically. In other words, I burnt out, crashed and burned literally in a catastrophic car accident. And it was because I had been working so hard to make the world a better place for others, for my family, for myself, that is, you know, doctors make the worst patients, they say, and, you know, it is true. And in our defense, I'm going to say, I think all healthcare providers make the worst patients. First responders make the worst patients. Anyone who is a real life hero typically makes the worst patient and puts everyone else first, right? And everything else first besides them. And so because of my own catastrophic burnout, I decided that I needed to help others and show them a way. It took me years of suffering and researching and figuring it all out to realize why it was that, you know, what was being this massive, what I call energy vampire, that was sucking me dry when I was just trying to do the best I could and for everyone else and have a good life too. So that's what this masterclass really is all about. It's teaching people what those energy vampires are that most likely they don't know, including other health providers don't know, because we tend to think we know it all, right, Dr. Dan? And then start to show ways that you can start to change things around just like that.
This is very important, because what happens is that if we don't do this, we can have that catastrophic burnout. I had my catastrophic burnout. Oh boy, I had it 23 years ago. Well, I'm only 21, so that can't be 23 years ago. But I had my catastrophic burnout 23 years ago or so, when I had a heart attack, and I was putting the pedal to the metal, multiple offices, And if I had this program at that point, I never would have had that. And it's important because we're coming out of a pandemic. We're all exhausted. We all have this COVID fatigue. ER doctors, physicians, chiropractors, podiatrists, first responders, police, firemen, all of them, everybody,
Teachers,
EMT and so forth. It's
parents.
been a very stressful type of a year in order to make sure that we are taking care of everybody else. So this is very important. Tell us a couple of few of the components of the program and what to expect. What can we expect?
We'll be happy to. I want to also back up and say that, after I crashed and burned, I thought that, and what I preached was Superwoman was just a comic character, that it was all about dialing it back, life balance, and that, in other words, it was everything in moderation, including success. And what I realized was that we truly are all meant to be superheroes. And that may sound frou-frou. And for those of, our listeners who know me, they know, okay, I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to superheroes, the Avengers, the Jedi.
You are a geek when it comes to the superheroes.
I admit it. It's like one of my favorite things to do with my sons is watch Avengers movies and stuff. And I created the interactive quiz, what stress style of Avenger are you? And I did all of that because what I realized was that just as when push comes to shove, like, that stereotypical, if a child is pinned under a car, 100-pound mother can lift that, a 2,000-pound car off of her child, right? Because it's to save her child. In other words, you couldn't pay that mom to do that 2 days later. You couldn't give her, say, I'll give you $2 million to lift that car right now. She couldn't do it consciously. But when you are under that immense stress, that survival mode, stress becomes your superpower. It becomes your super energy. And it's that, what allows a gazelle to outrun a lion, for instance. And it's, the key is using it for our benefit rather than allowing it to hurt us. Right? That is the ability. Dr. Hans Selye, the father of stress, said, stress is neither good nor bad. Number one, it's how you perceive it. And number two, so there's one secret. And
when you have a cockapoo, the stress actually goes down. So
I know, except for when I'm trying to do a live and she won't leave me alone.
That's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's how you perceive stress and the stressful situation. I'll give an example of that one. So Dr. Dan, as an entrepreneur and a doctor, and yes, doctors are entrepreneurs. We are self-employed. That you can work 100 hours a week, and if you are working that 100 hours a week, doing something you love, whether it's working as an ER doc or a medical resident or as a chiropractor with 4 busy offices, it's like you're doing what you love, and that stress is massively decreased, like compared to somebody who's working even 60 hours a week, say they have one full-time job, they're doing, what do you call it? A side gig, a side hustle.
I got a lot of side hustles.
Right. So that they have to, maybe they're thinking that, oh, I have to put my kids through school. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to put groceries on the table. I have to, right? That perception right there between the person, the Joe or Josephine, who is working so hard to, struggling to make ends meet, their stress load and burden is going to be way more than an entrepreneur, a medical doctor, or somebody who is, you know, doing what they're doing because they're choosing to, and they're choosing to know that there's a really great reason and they're enjoying themselves. They could work twice as hard, twice as long, and it's if anything, they're just going to be energized, right? So the first thing that I always teach people and is that you always have choice and control. And this is, you know, and that is how you perceive it, right? You can change the I have to into I'm choosing to. I don't have to send my kids to school. I'm choosing to. I don't have to pay for this mortgage. I prefer to do that than live in a shoebox, you know, right? In other words, there are ways of framing it. So those are so very important. And then the other part about it is understanding there are some key ways that we can optimize that superpowered energy.
Right.
And that is what this masterclass is all about, is showing you how to optimize that energy so that it's, because otherwise it's like there's kryptonite around you. You're Superman and there's kryptonite around you and you're not even realizing that it's draining your energy, right? So you could have like the best intentions in the world, but if you have this kryptonite that you're not even aware of, that's sucking you dry. And that's likely what happened with you, Dr. Dan. And I know it's what happened to me because I realized that I was set up for failure in and set up for that catastrophic burnout, what I call flame out syndrome, where you crash and burn. Yes. And that is what this masterclass is about, is teaching you where your kryptonite might be, teaching you what those energy vampires are that are sucking your energy. You could be doing everything else right. You could be eating right. You could be sleeping right. You could be exercising right. You could be doing all the right stuff. And if you don't take care of this one thing, you're in danger of crashing and burning.
You are in danger, and I totally agree. And this is extremely important. And the masterclass is this Wednesday.
Yes.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to make sure that the link is to join here in the show notes so that you can go in and you can take the class. It's a free masterclass. You can see what it's all about, right? And then from there, you can see how we can help you out. This is extremely, extremely important. So I recommend everybody sign up, see what it's about, see what's going on, right? And then you could take it from there. Now, Dr. Irene, we're almost done with our time today, and it's always great talking to you. And we're going to be on tomorrow just to talk a little bit more about this. And so any closing comments that you have?
Absolutely. Number one, sign up for the masterclass, whether or not you can make it live. And because we have people from around the world joining, so I recognize that it's impossible to find a time that works for everyone. Sign up to get the recording. Absolutely. And to learn, it's completely free. But here's the thing. It's like invest an hour of your time, whether it's to come on live or whether it's to watch the recording. It's like the best hour you could possibly ever spend, because let me tell you, I thought I was being the best mom, the best doctor, the best business person, and I was doing it all for my family. And I almost ended up killing my young sons and myself in that car accident. Yes, including my young sons. It was the very people that I was trying so hard to make this amazing life for. And my patients that I was trying so hard to be the most amazing doctor for, guess what? They almost didn't have a doctor afterwards. So in other words, that road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's just like, take this time. It's not just about self-care. it's not about just these strategies. You must take care of this. And this is what I learned after years, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars that I invested in researching and training to find out. And I'm on a mission to show this and to teach the world this information. So thank you so much for joining me in it, Dr. Dan.
I support your mission. I'm looking forward to helping you out. I'm looking forward to making this the best masterclass of all time so that we can help. As we said, we love to motivate, we love to educate, we like to inspire. So want to thank you, Dr. Irene, for being here today. Want to thank for all of our listeners for being here. If you have any comments, please put them in the comments section. Even if we're not live, we will be more than happy to answer them. Please sign up for the masterclass. The link is in the show notes, so please take a look at that, sign up. Thank you, Dr. Irene. Want to thank everybody for listening today, and we will see you there Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care now.